And do you know what? Do you know why are you going to feel so ecstatic? Do you know why you're going to feel so happy when it comes to the roughly mid-October 2023, my gorgeous Piscelini? The reason why you're going to feel so excited, so happy, like I mean really excited and happy, like seriously never before, literally. You are going to feel so excited purely because, you know, you're going to realize something so big, something like, oh my God, something bigger than life itself. What are you gonna realize? And this is how it's gonna seem to you. You know, this is how this is how it's gonna how you're gonna feel. This is like gonna have a real huge impact on your life. The reason why you're gonna feel so excited, my gorgeous Piscelini, is because of this really important and quiet personal confirmation which you are going to have. So what is this confirmation, this personal confirmation going to be? You will know that you are on the right path. This is why you're gonna feel so happy, because what is going to happen and the way it's going to happen, it's literally going to blow you away. It is going to be such a fantastic waking up moment. You know, you're going to open your eyes, but most importantly, this is like gonna be such a powerful moment in time where you are gonna reconnect with yourself like never before. And I mean this. So why is it going to mean to you so much that you are on the right path? Because it's to do something that was on your mind for so long. It's to do with something that you were persistently worrying about, but it's also most importantly to do something which is the actual part of your destiny. It's the part of your destiny which, on another hand, this is something which is going to be keep on like kind of driving you forward without you even thinking too much, let alone how you're going to feel in terms of feeling so free and so passionate about, you know, making a certain step now, because all this is basically going to lead towards you making probably one of the most important decisions of your life, literally. And I know I say this so often, you know, that you're gonna make one of the most important decisions of your life, but I do know how much this is gonna mean to you, my gorgeous Piscelini, because it's to do with you not feeling it so far and not being able to make one specific decision. This is all about things that you already knew. This is all about things that you've already planned. This is in your mind so much. You were dreaming about this. This is the part of your dream. But the problem was you didn't reach that particular part of your spiritual journey where you like 100% know that this is something that you are going to be able to do. This is something that you are going to be able to take on. But beforehand, you are going to, of course, need to make an important decision. So this is why it's important to have this realization where you're going to realize that something is at around mid-October, you know, something is going to happen to you, and this is going to be also very personal. What is actually going to happen to you and how is this going to start? But the bottom line is you are just going to know that you are on the right path with something, and this is what you needed. This is what you wanted. This indication, this message, this realization, this sign, this indication, it's gonna be like nothing before. This is immediately going to rejuvenate you. This is immediately going to start the actual healing process, and you will realize that after that moment in time, especially from the mid-October towards the end of October, you're gonna realize how much more energy you have, and you're also gonna realize like all sorts of ideas that you would never ever otherwise have, and let alone kind of like doing something about them. Pay attention to absolutely crazy idea which you are going to have from the mid-October towards the end of October after that moment in time. You know, when I say crazy idea, it's almost as if you're gonna surprise yourself, like, my God, where is this coming from? And this is because subconsciously you've been prepared for such this powerful moment in time for a very, very long time. So subconscious, this is like a very strong part of your subconscious mind already, but only now this is gonna start coming out, but it's going to start reflecting on you, like by having like a very unusual ideas, very interesting ideas, but also you're going to surprise yourself with the bravery that you're actually going to feel, and this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Trust me that by the end of this month, all I can say to you, my gorgeous Piscelini, that this in itself is going to be absolutely fantastic and mind-blowing game changer when it comes to your whole life. And in between October and in between October 2023 and by the end of the actual March 2024, it's like, oh my God, so much it's actually going to be happening within this stage, within this period of time, when it comes to you like having like so much coming into your life in terms of like realizations, in terms of what you want to do. Like there are going to be lots of signs, but most importantly, you are going to find yourself being ever so productive. I'm going to tell you this, my gorgeous Piscelini, that your number is number 33. Absolutely mind-blowing number. 33, it's a very, very powerful number indeed, and it means that you reached the significant stage of your life, but it's the direct reflection of something very specific that you have been struggling with for the last 2 years. It's to do with something very specific that you have been struggling with, so that struggle has come to an end, and the bigger struggle was, and the better outcome is going to be when it comes to the actual month of October 2023. And this is why this is going to be so significant. Number 33 also means that this particular month is going to be completely different to any other months when it comes to this year. This month it's going to be different. This month is going to feel different, and also pay attention to this absolutely bizarre and very unusual spirit message which you are going to have on the 29th of the actual October. There is a very unusual message which you are going to have, and you will know that this message is coming from somewhere else. This is going to come from the spirit world. It's going to come from a completely different dimension, and this particular spirit message which you are going to have, it's going to be your pretty much so a very special sign to observe some kind of limitation. You must observe that particular limitation. So how are you going to know which limitation I'm talking about? Well, it means that you know on that particular day to start with, you're going to be like kind of thinking about something so intensely, and something like how something has been affecting your life so terribly, and it's to do with a certain limitation that you can do something about it like almost immediately, but maybe you're not realizing this just yet. So this spirit guide or a guardian angel or like some kind of spirit that used to be in your life, for example, it's only going to be there to give you that sign, a very, very powerful sign that you must observe some kind of limitation that you're thinking about. So you will know what this is, because that particular limitation is still going to be like kind of putting you away from doing something really specific and putting more energy towards something. It's going to be preventing you from putting more energy towards something really specific, and then you're going to have this message, and then you're going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, and you will see exactly what I mean. This is the last little bit of drop which is going to make your glass overflowing, which means that you are about to start spreading your wings after that moment in time full on, my gorgeous Piscelini. So you see what an important and a mind-blowing month this is actually going to be. Just remember that by the end of this month, this is all boiling down to this particular thing. By the end of this month, you are gonna be able to make this decision that you're gonna make. It's something that you've been thinking about for absolute ages, for so long, and you were like in 2 minds about this decision, and every single time when you thought about making really big decision, something will happen and something will pull pull you right down. Well, there is no more being pulled down, my gorgeous Piscelini. All I can say is you are going to make this decision, and this decision that you're going to make by the end of this month is going to be one of the most important decisions you've ever made. Why? Because it's based on you. It's based on your spirit. It's based on your uniqueness. It's based on your passion. It's based on a positive energy. It's based on those things that are driving you forward, regardless what other people tell you, regardless what other people are doing. This is to do with you and your specific spiritual journey, my gorgeous Piscelini. You are going through something really incredible this month. You are going to realize, how certain things that have been bothering you for so long, how are nothing in compared to what's about to come and what's about to manifest. And never mind the fact that on the actual 23rd of October, something is going to manifest, some kind of manifestation, something is going to manifest as well. But what is going to manifest, it's more about like kind of you being really worried about something really specific, but it's like kind of to do with like maybe you being worried about a specific person. This is to do something, this is to do with a specific person in your life. This is to do with somebody who means to you so much on the 23rd of October. So bless your heart, this manifestation of yours, it's gonna be about someone very specific in your life that you were worrying about so much. Maybe you didn't even realize, but with the power of your energy and with the power of your mind, you managed to transfer so much of a positive energy towards that particular person. So you are gonna be playing an absolutely angelic role, my gorgeous Piscelini, in somebody else's life. It's like you are absolutely incredible. Do you know what actually happens when you play such a powerful role in somebody else's life? You have managed to actually heal somebody else, and I really hope you know what am I talking about and who am I talking about. Whether this is your family member, whether this is your best friend, it doesn't really matter. You managed to actually heal somebody because you were worrying about that person so much. You were worried about that person so much, but because you are very powerful when it comes to your earthly energies, you are able to transfer that energy in a very unique way towards other people. Whether you are conscious about it, whether you're aware of it, or whether you are doing this subconsciously, it still doesn't matter. Bless your heart. What I was going to say, when you take on such an angelic role, you get like an absolutely mind-blowing reward for it. Do you understand? And this is it's not like a reason why all this is happening to you in October, my gorgeous Piscelini, but it's most certainly an important moment which is gonna happen like on the 3rd of November. Yes, I said on the 3rd of November. I'm going into the November now, I'm sorry. But on the 3rd of November, you are gonna have an absolutely mind-blowing karmic reward for taking this angelic role. You are and I mean that you literally healed someone, almost as if you saved somebody's life. Bless your heart. And you did this in such a humble way as well. So it's basically on the 3rd of October, you are sorry, on the 3rd of November. On the 3rd of November, you are gonna have an absolutely mind-blowing reward where you're gonna realize that you're gonna get a message, and that message is just gonna be out of this world, because this message is really going to surprise you. This message is gonna make you aware of the fact that something is gonna happen so much sooner than you can possibly guess. Some kind of a day or some kind of a date, it's going to actually come with it, and that particular day or a date, it's going to be clear indication how long is something going to happen, how long is something going to take. And I know I'm talking like so much, but this is going to be obvious to you, like, oh my God, this is going to be such a sacred moment in time, because it's going to put away lots of worries that have been slowing you down up until that moment in time. This is going to bring an absolutely mind-blowing bring progress into your life. Not only you are going to realize that something that you've been waiting for ages is going to happen so much quicker, so much sooner, but at the same time, you're also going to get a clear indication when it comes to timing. So you are going to be able to start some kind of process, some kind of planning process here. It's like so good indeed. So you see, my gorgeous Piscelini, how this month it's actually incredibly already connected to the month of November. So the months of October and the months of November are going to be ridiculously connected. There are lots of things that are going to start in October and they're going to continue in November. But these 2 months are rather important when it comes to you. But the actual October is going to be huge, a massive, a game changer. Number 33, it's a very sacred number, and it also means that this is just basically it's just basically showing how sacred the whole month it's actually going to be. Absolutely remarkable, my gorgeous Piscelini, in so many different ways. And also when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to health and things like that, I do want to suggest you, and you're not the first sign that I'm actually saying this, to get something for a little bit of stress, to get something for a little bit of anxiety, and to get something to give you a little bit of energy as well. So I highly recommend you to get something like a natural B vitamin complex. And what I would tell you to actually take, natural vitamin B complex, but in a liquid form. And this natural B vitamin complex also needs to be made without any chemicals, without any unnecessary ingredients. It needs to be natural. You need to make sure that every single vitamin is made in a natural way. And this vitamin B complex, if you can take like in a liquid form and you put like about 20 drops, for example, underneath your tongue, and then wait about 20 seconds, and then after that you just swallow this basically. And if you can take a natural B vitamin complex the very first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, which is absolutely fine, in combination with natural vitamin D3, with vitamin D3 supplement and vitamin B complex, you are absolutely fine to take the very first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And it's also going to and just these 2 things and nothing more. And then it's gonna give you like a really it's going to boost your energy, it's going to re-energize you, because both vitamin D3 and vitamin B complex are fantastic when it comes to energy, but also it's brilliant when it comes to stress, like vitamin B complex, for example, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to like worries and things like that. And it's good for like a good mood as well. So this is something that I highly recommend you. And another thing that I want to recommend you, my gorgeous Piscelini, it is ever so important, and again, you're not the first sign that I'm actually seeing this. It's to do with the chest and it's to do with the lungs, maybe a little bit sensitive chest and sensitive lungs, for example. So I need to kind of like really I would love to suggest you something like a black seed oil with B. Black seed oil is like a must. It is indeed going to boost your immune system. It is good for a million things, black seed oil, for example. But in this case, it's going to actually help you to boost your immune system. And on another hand, it's going to be brilliant for your chest, lungs, and things like that, for example. So black seed oil is like a must as well. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Piscelini, or not. So now I'm going to start with the very first date in October. The very first date, which is going to be really important in itself, is going to be the 1st of October. And I want to mention that, of course, at the end of October, we have got Samhain, or we have got like a Halloween. Samhain is the same thing, basically, when the veil in between this world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. which means that you know, it's not only about the 31st of October. The whole energy of the whole month is actually completely different to any other month, and this is also again gonna work in your favor because you are normally highly intuitive, and now this is gonna make you even more intuitive. So it's not only about the 31st of October, but it's the whole month of October. It's different. So we have like so many like a psychic messages, you know, and psychic insights, like, oh my God. But also it even goes into the November, into the first week of November. It's still like that, and then after that it just kind of calms down. I'm saying this because on the very 1st of October, my gorgeous Piscelini, you're already gonna feel like a very strange and unusual energy. And do pay attention to what is again going to be on your mind. Something is gonna be on your mind as soon as you wake up on the 1st of October, and that particular thing which is going to be on your mind, you need to explore, you need to investigate, you need to kind of dive into it, because there is something else that this is going to actually lead you towards. It's going to lead you towards something completely different. And already by the time you get to the 27th of October, you will see where it's actually going to lead you towards. On the 27th of October, this in itself is going to be absolutely obvious. And also when it comes to the 2nd of October, on the 2nd of October, you are going to have like a really even my little plantini is shaking. On the 2nd of October, you are going to have like a really kind of bizarre and very strange experience. And this bizarre and very strange experience, you know, it's gonna really kind of it's going to make you aware of that something is missing in your life. This weird experience is going to make you aware of like what is missing in your life. Okay, and this is also quite important. It is not about the experience, it is not about the weirdness, but it's more about what is actually going to be highlighted, what's missing in your life. It's again your beautiful, gorgeous, powerful intuition is going to take over once again. On the next important date, my gorgeous Piscelini, it's going to be on the 3rd of October. Do you know what? When it comes to the 3rd of October, I like this so much. It's about a confirmation, about some kind of suspicion, something that you were suspicious about so much. It's like, oh my God, some kind of suspicion, something that you've been suspicious about, my gorgeous Piscelini, for so long, you know? So a suspicion about you had about something, it's most certainly about to be confirmed. And you are, my gorgeous Piscelini, going to find this extremely rewarding. Of course that you're gonna find this rewarding, and that in itself, because you almost like this was causing a little bit of stagnation in your life for some reason. This was causing a little bit of a lack of like kind of determination or direction in your life, for example. And that in itself, it's like kind of gonna lead towards you being completely honest with yourself, because all this is going to come to the surface. So the bottom line is this suspicion which you are going to have confirmed about something, it's going to lead towards like you needing to be honest with yourself. This is going to lead towards you needing to be honest with yourself about something that you've been in self-denial for way too long. Okay, so what will happen to you will be so rewarding, trust me. And you will realize that you have been in denial, you know, with yourself for something really specific for so long, my gorgeous Piscelini. This is so important, because all this is going to lead towards you needing to understand that your life is about to bring a whole new meaning. This is going to bring a new directions, you know, but also at the same time, by the time you get to the 18th of October, by the time you get, you see, just remember, this is going to lead towards you realizing this is why the 3rd of October it's going to be so big, because your life is bringing you a whole new meaning. Listen to me, your life is about to bring you a whole new meaning, which means that this is bringing you new directions into your life. This is fantastic, new directions. It is ever so important. But then again, by the time you get to the actual 18th of October, on the 18th of October, you are going to have such a good news news, baby. On the 18th of October, you are going to have a brilliant news, and it's going to be connected completely to this particular situation, and this good news that you're going to have, it's going to be brilliant. Now suddenly you're going to find yourself somewhere completely different, in a completely different element, in a completely different dimension, and this is going to lead towards you realizing exactly what you want, baby. This is like, oh my God, it's gonna make you see life and you know, experience life from such a specific angle like never ever before. This is gonna be like a really enlightening moment in time, which is pretty much so going to show you on the 18th of October what exactly you need to commit yourself to. It's about an important commitment. But I don't need to tell you this, because this is exactly what you're going to do. On the 18th of October, you are going to commit to the right thing. You're going to commit yourself to something really specific, and it's completely connected to the actual 3rd of October, 2023. Absolutely brilliant. You're going to realize how powerful you are. You're going to realize how much spirit you actually have. You're going to realize other things about yourself, because it's all about recognizing your abilities, you know, and making the most of them on this spiritual journey. And it doesn't really matter how old you are at all. Age is just a number, basically. It doesn't matter how old you are or wherever you are on your journey at this moment in time. What else I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous Pisceani, would be this absolutely gorgeous carnelian. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous baby. This carnelian, look at that stunning color. You know, carnelian is really powerful when it comes to boosting our energy, when it comes to empowering us, when it comes to giving us confidence, but also when it comes to making important decisions, you know, so we don't overthink, or we don't overanalyze, we just go with our first initial thought, which is always the most important, you know. So this really helps you with that particular balance, my gorgeous Pisceani. So this gorgeous carnelian, I really highly suggest you to wear throughout October, November and December. And the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Pisceani, you're also supporting my channel as well. As soon as you put carnelian on, you feel empowered immediately. So if you're working on something important, if you need to talk about something important, if you need to discuss something important, whether this is to do with personal issues, whether this is to do with you proving your point and just need a little bit of wow-woomish energy, or whether this is to do with a career and things like that, it doesn't really matter. You just feel immediately, you feel this balance as soon as you put this on. Okay, so now the next important date, my gorgeous Pisceani, it's actually going to be on the 13th of October. On the 13th of October, you need to be very careful here, all right? On the 13th of October, you need to be very careful here, because you are going to find yourself being surrounded by like some kind of dishonest people here. And I don't like this little bastard here I'm seeing. You know, you're going to be surrounded by dishonest people, but there is one particular person that is really getting on my nerves here. And you know why? Because it's not only about you being surrounded by dishonest people or being with somebody dishonest, but it's more about what they're going to try to do. They will be trying to push you towards something. They're going to try to make you to do something that you don't want to do, that you shouldn't do at all. And you will feel that. You will know, like, no, baby, no, I don't want to do this. And these people are going to try to push you towards doing something. So you must avoid this at all costs, okay? And I don't need to tell you this, because otherwise I wouldn't see it, because this is the pure reflection of your own mind and what is going to be happening within your spiritual bubble at that point in your life. So you will know that something is not right with that particular person or a group of people. Someone is going to be pushing you to do something that you don't want to do, and it's just not going to this is not going to make sense to you whatsoever. So you must avoid this unwise choice. So on the 13th of October, it's not only about being surrounded by like some kind of like a dishonest and horrible people, but also at the same time, or maybe it could be only one person, but you must, or maybe that person is going gonna come with a mask of someone like really beautiful or something, you know, when I say with a mask, you know, and then beyond they're like worms, you know, and some like a really beautiful kind of person, like a mask, you know, when the mask the people put on, but then you just know, you know, you just feel what's beyond, you know, and this is something that you're gonna need to pay attention to. You must not make an unwise choice on the 13th of October, because if you do, this is going to be something which is going to be completely irreversible. I'm really sorry, but then, you know, I don't mean to be dark Lala, but I'm saying that if you do make this unwise choice, you're going to go directly against your spirit, directly against your soul, because it's about doing something really crazy and really ludicrous that you will almost instantly being able to feel. So you must not give in. You must not give in. Don't ever do things in this life that don't make sense. Don't, you know, especially if someone is pressurizing you to do something, someone is pushing you towards something, and this doesn't make sense. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, please. This is so important. It is to do with like a basically, you know, so it also on the 13th of October try to avoid, you know, people who have a lack of integrity or who have like a questionable motives, for example. But then on another note, you know, you are going to come across someone really deceptive, somebody who's lying, somebody very dishonest, somebody who's a bad influence, somebody who is insincere, somebody who's like taking advantage of other people, as somebody that you should be cautious about. And this is also connected to maybe like other people who have done something that they shouldn't do, you know, for example, and if you do this, you will be very, very unhappy, because it would make it completely, it would be like completely irreversible. So this is something that you really need to pay attention to. You need to avoid this, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. So this is, I mean, your warning, okay? Okay, and also when it comes to the actual 13th of October, it's not all bad. It's not all bad, you know, because only one day later, on the 14th of October, only one day later, on the 14th of October, you will become aware of something important you need to do. And it's to do with some kind of challenge that you're going to come across. You're going to be facing some kind of a challenge, first of all, on the 14th of October. And once you face this challenge, this is going to be a sign and indication that you need to do something really important, and that in itself, and then when you, so first it was a challenge, and then you're going to realize, oh my god, I need to do something really important here, and then suddenly you are really going to be taken back to such a specific area, such a specific stage of your life from a long time ago. You're going to look at something, and something is going to remind you of somebody in your childhood, or something in your childhood, or something from a long time ago. But it is indeed to do with a certain, it is to do with a certain area, certain stage of your life where you are going to be reminded of like some kind of really happy memories, and you need to pay attention to this, because this is a lot to do with your subconscious mind now making the most of this spiritual energy being so heightened, you know, throughout the month of October, so you're being really kind of taken back to the certain aspect of your life, of your spiritual journey, where you're gonna have like kind of you're going to have some kind of happy memories, and then you're going to feel this familiarity, you know, and these happy memories are going to make you like kind of like nostalgic, a little bit nostalgic, but then at the same time it's going to remind you, this is going to remind you of some kind of high expectations. You just have high expectation, but I mean this in a positive way, okay? And this, as soon as you're reminded of some kind of an importance of having a high expectations in your life, we think that we do, we become like magnet, and we just attract the best into our lives, instead of seeing that challenge, oh my god, challenge, no baby, no, dark Lala, no baby, no. Instead of seeing challenge in a negative way, you're just gonna like really rejuvenate yourself and readjust yourself just with the power of your own mind. You're gonna be reminded to actually keep on having high expectations, and the high things are most certainly gonna come to you. So now this is like really instead of like a kind of seeing things as unachievable, you completely kind of change your mind and you just set yourself free. You release that blockage immediately. So this is why this is going to be so important. And also, my gorgeous Pisces, what else I was going to suggest you? Absolutely a must. Beautiful, gorgeous, and ever so powerful jade, new jade. It's a green crystal which I absolutely love. It's fantastic to attract good luck. It's fantastic to attract like a kind of, it's a very good like when it comes to career, finances, because it attracts like a good luck when it comes to these aspects of our lives. But also at the same time, it's fantastic when it comes to us feeling low, when it comes to us feeling sad, when it comes to us feeling down, when it comes to us feeling negative, when it comes to us feeling blue, when it comes to us feeling stuck. You know, new jade is fantastic because it elevates these negative feelings almost immediately, and you are able to carry on with your life with much better balance. Because if there are certain things that we need to do, and sometimes we need to give 100%, but sometimes we just don't feel 100%, you know. Sometimes we can't sleep all night because we've got something really important coming up the next day. That's me, for example. And then no one cares that you didn't sleep all night. You still need to go somewhere important. So this is the truth, you know. No one cares whether you slept or not. It's 99% of time you're showing your face up. And this really helps you also, new jade. Like if you feel like completely spaced out or weird or negative or sad for whichever reason, this really kind of elevates you. So you open yourself up towards the things that are coming the best possible way. Okay, so this new jade comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Just click on the name of this video and it's going to expand and you will be able to see where you can buy this. The next important date, my gorgeous Pisces, it's actually going to be on the 21st of October. On the 21st of October, my goodness, I'm not gonna lie to you, but on the 21st of October, you are going to have some kind of sudden change. Something is really going to surprise you on the 21st of October. And once you have this sudden change, you know, actually, first of all, you're gonna be like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh no. That's what's gonna be your initial reaction. But then it's very soon after that, you're gonna, you know, this sudden change. So first of all, you're gonna be, oh my God. But then again, not that long after that moment in time, you're actually gonna have a temporary pause. And this temporary pause, you know, temporary pause. This is gonna lead towards you understanding that now you're gonna have just a temporary pause when it comes to the certain aspect of your life. And this is gonna give you a chance for reflection and insight. And then something is going to happen. You are gonna kind of have your own spiritual awakening where you're gonna see things in a whole new light, and you're gonna like this sudden change. Suddenly you're gonna realize like, oh my God, it couldn't have happened at a better time. It couldn't have happened at a better time. If that didn't happen now, then I would need to kind of walk away from this, or I would need to do something later on. So now the job has done itself by itself, basically. But first of all, yeah, it is gonna kind of shock you a little bit, but then later you're gonna see that this was all working so beautifully in your favor. So that's why that temporary pause for reflection and insight, it's ever so important, which is maybe gonna come like you wanting to lie down and chill out. Maybe you will want to kind of meditate. Maybe you will want to go and walk in the forest somewhere. It doesn't really matter. You are gonna start seeing things in a whole new light, and that in itself is going to be so important because it's going to create a moment in time where you're going to realize the importance of embracing your own uniqueness. And this was like kind of affecting you to kind of embrace your own uniqueness. And now you are most certainly going to really you're going to be able to do this. So of course that this is going to be important. The next significant date, my gorgeous Piscelini, is going to be on the 24th of October. On the 24th of October, this is a brilliant day when it comes to some kind of success. Why? You're going to be very, very happy. Not only you're going to have a brilliant news when it comes to some kind of success, but it's to do with like you overcoming like a really massive problem, an annoying problem, annoying burden. Not only that, but this is going to be like a victory, which is going to lead towards you realizing that you are going to need to have a really important conversation with someone. You're gonna need to have a really important conversation with someone, which is going to kind of turn into some kind of negotiation without being planned to be that way. But this is important for you to understand, because it's something really unpredictable. It's actually going to happen where you are gonna something is gonna inspire you, and what is gonna inspire you, it's really a lot to do with a certain discovery that you're actually going to make, some kind of like a limitless potential, which is gonna kind of lead towards more ideas and more things for you to explore. You're gonna kind of find out something that is making you feel so excited, but at the same time it's making you feel free as well. This is brilliant because it's all gonna lead towards you understanding that there is something that you want to try one more time. You need to come up with a new plan when it comes to something that you're tempted to do within the last 7 months or like exactly 7 months ago. Some kind of a new plan when it comes to an ongoing wish. This is important because it's like now this is all going to lead towards you having a confidence when it comes to like uncertain efforts that it would normally put you off, like there is no tomorrow. You need to understand that this is actually going to lead towards a time of a great joy and success. And also you are going to have some interesting epiphanies in between the 24th of October and the 31st of October, especially when it comes to like this brilliant epiphanies which are going to lead towards magical opportunities, you know. But on another note, going back to this like kind of new plan that I mentioned on the 24th of October, going back to that new plan, you know, that plan, going back to that plan on the 24th of October, I hope I'm not too much, my gorgeous Piscelini, but going back to that plan, that, you know, in that new plan on the 24th of October, that plan is going to work this time. It's going to work out perfectly. Okay, that plan is going to work out perfectly. It's just so important. You need to be open-minded, but you also need to be grateful. You know, you need to be grateful at the same time for the things that you do have in life. The more you are grateful for things, and the more you are grateful for blessings, you know, the more blessings and the more new things are going to come. But you do need to kind of really acknowledge things as well. The next important date, my gorgeous Piscelini, it's going to be the next important date is going to be on the 30th of October, on the 30th of October 30. You are going to have a really emotional experience, really gorgeous, really sweet, really beautiful experience. And that beautiful emotional experience which you are going to have, it's on one hand it's going to make you to want something new, which is fine, but on another hand, that beautiful emotional experience which you are going to have, it's your reminder that you need to bring balance and fun into your life. Okay, this is your reminder to bring balance and fun into your life as well. You can get caught up doing so many things, you can be so busy, you can be so successful, but balance is, you cannot live this life without having that balance, because if you don't have that balance, it's almost as if it's like there is no point. Do you know what I mean? So this is why this is so important. You know, people can become like workaholic. This is not just about work or anything like that, it's in general, but I'm just saying that people just can become like a workaholics, and then oh my god, like the life goes so fast, you know, like 10 people are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you know, if they're lucky, but life passes you by like really quickly. And I understand people becoming workaholics and making lots of money, but then again, there is no point to be like really rich and have lots of money if you haven't got anything to look forward to, if you haven't got any balance, if you haven't got any fun in your life. So the balance is just so important. But this is also clear sign and indication that a lot is going to be happening and a lot is going to be going on in your life. The next important date and the last important date, it's going to be on the 31st of October. You know that something very, very interesting is actually going to happen here to you. On the 31st of October, something very, very interesting is going to happen to you. But like when I say interesting, I really want to say that this is going to be very, very meaningful. It's not only about something interesting which is going to happen to you on the 31st of October, but that particular thing which is going to happen to you, you need to understand, you're going to become aware of some kind of a very, very interesting opportunity that you're going to find challenging, but you're going to find it so attractive, you know. And what you need to understand is, as soon as you become aware of that interesting opportunity, there is also going to be the very interesting and unusual spiritual seed which you are going to plant, which that in itself is going to mark the beginning of something very, very special here as well. This opportunity that you are going to become aware of, you know, you're going to find challenging, but you need to understand, the more challenging you find this, the more power this is going to bring into your life, the more confidence this is going to bring into your life. But you're going to need to kind of also make like a little adjustment as well, and you will know what that is, because at around that time you're also going to have a very good omen when you're thinking about something specific which is in itself going to answer your question. So this like opportunity that you're going to become aware of on the 31st of October, this is something very, very personal, but at the same time you need to be brave. You need to be very, very brave here, and this is like what you're going to find challenging for some reason, that you need to be really brave, because it's to do with the making a certain move or making a certain step, but it's a lot to do with you you realizing that you must not have a fear here whatsoever. Just tiny little bit of fear of an unknown can kind of have a really kind of negative impact on you. So this is why it's important to move away from it. But thank God that there is somebody who's very consistent in your life, some kind of a friend, or somebody who means to you so much, somebody who's very consistent in your life, is just going to step in at the right time, baby, and just going to give you some kind of important news. And that important news that you're going to get from somebody who is very consistent and trustworthy in your life, it's going to really be beneficial when it comes to this. But that particular person is also going to confirm this to you, that you should go for it. And this is going to mean to you so much, because that particular person who is going to give you this news, it's also going to make you aware of some kind of a tower coming up. Somehow that person is going to make you aware of some kind of tower potentially coming into your life. So this in itself, if you take this opportunity, you are going to be able to avoid that tower. You see how interesting this is going to work out to be. So now, my gorgeous Piscelini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationships. You know, for those of you who are in relationships, this is such a brilliant month, because you are gonna overcome some kind of a problem that just came out of misunderstanding, you know. So you had some kind of a misunderstanding, you and your partner, some while back, about something really specific. You wanted to do something, your partner didn't want to do something, and you were stubborn in one way, your partner was stubborn in another way. So you were both stubborn about something, and you couldn't kind of agree on this, and that happened within the last few months. So now you are for the first time going to be able to kind of clear out this misunderstanding. You're gonna be talking about it, you're gonna be discussing something, because you will realize that you can't make an important decision, you can't start something, you can't begin something, both of you, unless you sort that misunderstanding out. And this is brilliant. This is actually going to take place on the 12th of October and then the 22nd of October again. This is going to be clear, this is going to be sorted, this misunderstanding, because that misunderstanding was, I don't know whether you knew this, both of you, but you wanted to do something, you wanted to start something, okay? You wanted to start something, but you couldn't start something really specific because of that misunderstanding. So that misunderstanding is going to be sorted now, which is really, really important, okay? And your partner is also at around the last week of October going to have a very, very interesting idea, which is really going to surprise you. You're going to find this idea absolutely ludicrous to start with, and then as the time goes by, it's going to make sense more and more and more. My suggestion is to absolutely go for it, because that idea is a very, very clever, very, very smart, very, very intelligent choice, is indeed. When it comes to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Pisces, you know what? That you are gonna realize, like, first of all, you're gonna realize how much do you miss, like, maybe somebody in your life. You're gonna realize it around the 15th of October how, I don't know, maybe you're gonna watch some kind of a movie, maybe you're gonna read some kind of a book, maybe you're gonna look outside and you're gonna see people kissy or something. But now suddenly you're gonna realize how ready you are to actually open the door for someone to come into your life. You know, maybe you thought about this before, but only now this is gonna come to the surface in a completely different way, and you are gonna feel like, my God, for the first time in ages actually, how incomplete your life maybe is without having somebody by your side. And then, you know, there is somebody who's gonna be pretty much so walking into your life. After that moment in time, my gorgeous Pisces, you are really going to find yourself somewhere being surrounded by other people. Maybe this is going to be some kind of celebration going on. Maybe it's going to be some kind of a party, but maybe you're going to even be online talking to other people. God knows how this is going to happen. Maybe it's going to be online and there are going to be other people around. So I see energy of other people, lots of energy, mixed energies, for example. But I do see you being surrounded by the people, and I do see you seeing and meeting somebody very, very interesting, somebody who is very kind of courageous, somebody who is like kind of dominant, somebody who is like kind of very powerful person, somebody who is not afraid of work, and somebody who has done something incredible in their lives by themselves, and someone that has created something big purely by themselves. And now you're gonna come across that particular person, and you're gonna like this person so much. You're gonna have this interesting realization, how much can you actually fancy someone, and how much do you like someone, you know, so quick, so soon, like straight away. So this is why some kind of car alarm. Can you hear it? This is a sign, baby. Even the car is speaking. Even the car is like singing you a song. It's time. But there is someone who is going to walk into your life. So I'm talking about someone very powerful, someone very significant, somebody very strong, somebody very successful, but somebody who's also like kind of business orientated, but not completely, like, but somebody who's like very smart, clever, but somebody who's also ridiculously spiritual. This particular person is also going to make you realize something really specific about yourself. You're gonna have, on another note, an interesting realization about yourself, and you're gonna realize that, you know, you really trust this person, and you're gonna be talking about something very, very specific. And the more you talk to this person, the more you're gonna be a hello, my darling. And the more you talk to this person, the more you're gonna trust this person. It's about freedom of emotions, but then again at the same time. You're gonna feel like, oh my God, if you take all your clothes off like in front of that person straight away, like within the first 5 minutes, you would still feel like kind of relaxed. And this is gonna surprise you because it's to do with somebody who's dominant, and not in a bad way, but somebody who's like kind of strong personality that normally it would kind of taken you back, but now you're like gonna realize like, I really like this. This is gonna be somebody very special, somebody who is bringing the actual love into your life, somebody who's bringing beautiful and harmonious energy into your life. This is to do with the beginning of such a beautiful romance, my gorgeous Piscelini, because almost immediately you are gonna feel deep feeling towards someone, but you are gonna be surprised how free you're gonna feel when it comes to your emotions. You're almost as if like you're gonna look at someone immediately and just like think like, oh my God, this is a marriage material type of thing, like, oh my God. But please do not be sad if that person doesn't show up in October. If that person doesn't show up in October, that person is going to show up in November. So sometimes, you know, the certain signs, certain people, things happen slightly earlier, or to some people it happens slightly later. So don't be upset or sad if that person doesn't show up in October, because that person is indeed going to show up in November. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.